Chad here for your Monday recap. So in my message yesterday morning, I focused on Christ-centered corporate worship. Specifically, I claimed that in Revelation 4, verses 8 through 11, we see 4 prerequisites, internal prerequisites that are necessary when we come to worship. Those prerequisites are that we have this mental presence, as well as that we are actively participating. That is, that we are mentally present in the now, focused on the now, not what's going on afterwards or before, avoiding distractions. I noted that in order to maintain active presence, that we have to have this unceasing vigilance. I also said that when an individual comes to worship, they should come with a submissive, humble heart. And I ended the message by noting that the 4th prerequisite is that true Christian worship is Christ-centered worship. Now, if a lot of you are like me, when you hear this idea of being mentally present and being focused on the service or being attentive to what's going on, a lot of you may be thinking something like, I want to be attentive, I want to be paying attention, but I lose focus at times. The slightest thing distracts me and I don't know how to improve that situation. And I want to say that's completely fair, that there are individuals that legitimately deal with having a good attention span. I don't struggle big time with that, but at times it's hard for me to pay attention to certain things, especially when there's a lot going on in my life. But on the whole, I don't struggle as much as others. The good news is that I have some ultra practical advice that has been scientifically proven to better help your attention span. Now, before I get too far into this, let me note, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee your attention span will get better. You may try some of these exercises and it doesn't, or this particular exercise, and it doesn't. Furthermore, I don't want you to think this is something that's going to happen overnight. In the same way that someone doesn't go from being a couch potato to a marathon runner, that it takes time, it takes training, it takes effort. So with your attention span, because your brain is like a muscle, you have to develop it. You may have to work at this for a while to improve that attention span. But neuroscientists and psychologists have claimed in studies that one way to improve attention span is through memorization. The better individuals work at memorizing specific things, whether that be in our context, and one thing I would encourage you to do is maybe memorize scripture or memorize a new language or something like that. Either way, that practice, that exercise of the brain has the added impact of helping one's attention span. And my encouragement to you, if you're struggling with a lack of attention, is to start memorizing scripture. And I'm not saying that you have to start grabbing these huge verses or even this big passage. Start with half a verse. Start with just one verse and then work from there. And what you may find is that the more you start memorizing scripture and find verses that seem to impact you or mean a lot to you, and the more you start memorizing scripture, what you may find is that on Sunday morning, when you are engaged in corporate worship, your attention may be far better. All right, well, that's today's Monday recap. We hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you on Sunday.